Global Discontents. Conversations on the rising threats to democracy. Interviews with Noam Chomsky and David Barsamian.
Well, the Edward Snowden, the NSA contractor, his revelations of widespread surveillance of the Internet has caused a degree of consternation here in the United States and around the world. But were you at all surprised by this electronic dragnet that Obama has spun?
Somewhat, not a lot. I mean, I think we can take for granted that if technology or other means of control and domination are available, then power systems are going to use them. In fact, take a look at this morning's New York Times. There's one of the sections of the paper is on big data and that sort of thing. One of the lead articles is about the relation between the NSA and Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley is a symbol for the commercial use of surveillance. The NSA is going to Silicon Valley for help because the commercial enterprises have been doing this extensively on a great scale, and they have the technological expertise and so on. So one of the stories is about how one of the security officers for, I forget which, some company, was just brought to the NSA to help them out in developing sophisticated techniques of surveillance and control. So they're doing it, of course. Technology is available. You can use it for making money, for controlling people's attitudes and beliefs and direct them and towards what you want them to do. So they do it. And the government is another power system, so they do it. In fact, anyone who's paying attention to history should not be in the least surprised. So go back a century. The U.S. war in the Philippines. The U.S. invaded the Philippines. Brutal war, killed hundreds of thousands of people, finally suppressed the resistance. But then they had to pacify the population. There was very good studies of this, particularly by Al McCoy, a Philippine historian. Long, detailed study, he shows that they were very successful in pacifying the population using the most advanced technology of the day, not our technology, which you had a century ago, and using other devices to sow distrust and confusion and develop antagonisms, standard devices of counterinsurgency, but also with whatever technology you had. And he also points out that it was very few years before it came back home that Woodrow Wilson used it, and the Wilson administration used it in their Red Scare. That's natural, just like drones. Another admission today was that just today's news, that was hardly a surprise, is that the FBI has been using drones for surveillance. Well, you use them against those you designate as enemies, and you very quickly adapt the same technology at home. In fact, more is coming. If you read the scientific journal, technical journals, they describe all kinds of things. The MIT Technical Journal, its last issue, has a news item describing about how corporations are becoming wary about using computers with components manufactured in China, because apparently it's technically possible to design hardware that will detect everything the computer's doing. But of course, they don't add the next point, which is that if the Chinese can do it, the U.S. can do it much better. So why use computers with hardware from the United States? So pretty soon we'll be using computers in which every keystroke is sent off to Obama's database in Utah. For years, the military and the security system in general has been interested in the idea of trying to develop fly-sized drones which can get into your living room.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?